Wait, are you finding it difficult to answer questions like this? Then this video is for you. In this video, I will provide you with step-by-step guide on how to answer questions like this, so that when you see it in your UTME examination, you will be able to attempt it and answer it correctly. Stay tuned as we move further. But like I said, this question is a very, very easy question. They say let's read it out. Which of these solutions will give a white PPT, that's a precipitate, with a solution of barium chloride acidified with hydrochloric acid? Acidified with hydrochloric acid. The purpose of acidifying this salt is to prevent unwanted reactions and also to give us a specific test for the insoluble salt, the salt that we're looking for. You know, the precipitate is actually an insoluble salt. Yes, know that. An insoluble salt is a precipitate. Do you understand? Because it cannot dissolve. So now, we are asked which of these will give a white precipitate with barium chloride. Sodium triisocarbonate 4 will give a white precipitate with barium chloride. Sodium tetrasulfate 6 will also give a white precipitate with barium chloride. Sodium triisosulfate 4 will also give a white precipitate. Sodium sulfide will not actually. So now, how do we know the exact answer? Since option D is out, we have option A, B to C. The three of them will actually give white precipitate with barium chloride. So which one is the answer? Which one is the answer? So that's where the hydrochloric acid will help us to know which is the answer. Do you understand? So sodium triisocarbonate 4, when it reacts with barium chloride, it will give us barium carbonate, which is a white PPT, but it is soluble in hydrochloric acid because hydrochloric acid is a stronger acid than carbonic acid, that's triisocarbonate 4. You know, the acid that is present in this salt is what? If you are to make, is this, or we can even use the iron. Or you can use the iron. This one that is present in this salt is what? The one that's present in this salt is what? So triisosulfate 4. Now, among these three, then here the one that's present in this hydrochloric acid is what? Cl minus. That's, yes, if you want to check. Now, if you check the order of reactivity, this is more reactive than this and this, but not this. So what am I basically trying? We are talking about which of these will form a white precipitate with barium chloride that is acidified with hydrochloric acid. So if you check, barium chloride will give a white precipitate with sodium triisocarbonate 4 that is soluble in hydrochloric acid. Simple. It's soluble. Why is it soluble? Because of this is a weaker acid compared to hydrochloric acid. Okay. Barium chloride will also give a precipitate with sodium triisosulfate 4, but that is insoluble in hydrochloric acid. It's insoluble. Why is it insoluble? Because of this. This cannot displace this from a solution of its salt. In order of reactivity, this is a stronger acid than this. Do you understand? It's actually a very strong acid than this. So this cannot displace this from the solution of its salt. So while this one, it can actually dissolve in hydrochloric acid. And when it dissolves in hydrochloric acid, this is a white precipitate that is soluble in hydrochloric acid. So, but according to the question, we need a white precipitate that is not soluble in hydrochloric acid, which is what? This. Like if you listen to earlier what I said, the three of them will give white precipitates with barium chloride. But now, this is why it is different. Adding HCl to it will make it different, because the white precipitate of option A will dissolve in hydrochloric acid. The white precipitate of option C will dissolve in hydrochloric acid. Why? The white precipitate of option B will not. So that's why option B is our answer. And I'm going to give you the equation for the reaction. This barium sulfate is a white precipitate. It's actually a white precipitate that is insoluble in hydrochloric acid. If you do same, it will be the same similar reactions. Do you understand? But this will be soluble in hydrochloric acid. That's the difference. It will be soluble in hydrochloric acid. It will be soluble in insoluble in hydrochloric acid. Soluble in hydrochloric acid. Soluble in hydrochloric acid. Insoluble. This one is never a white precipitate. It's not going to form a white precipitate. It's just going to give us, when you do the equation of reaction, it's going to give us barium sulfide. Barium sulfide is a salt that is soluble. Thank you.